This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for December 7th, 2023. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Def Leppard are teasing a massive touring announcement that's coming today at 10 a.m. Eastern. Ministry are set to perform with Sympathy and Twitch at the 2024 Cruel World Festival. Albums Al Jourgensen has refused to talk about or autograph in the past. The event set to take place at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California on May 11th. The festival also features Duran Duran, Interpol, Blondie, Simple Minds, Placebo, and more. Adam Ant has mapped out his 2024 Ant Music US tour with the English Beat, kicking off March 21st in St. Louis and wrapping up in Pasadena at the Cruel World Festival on May 11th. That includes 3 stops in New England on April 1st at the Wilbur in Boston, April 2nd in Derry, New Hampshire at the Tupelo Music Hall, and April 6th at the Foxwoods Resort Casino. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. The former Milton, Georgia home of late Lynyrd Skynyrd guitarist Gary Rossington just hit the market for $12 million. The only surviving member of Lynyrd Skynyrd lived in the home for 30 years on 80 acres. According to Billboard.com, tickets for Iron Maiden's first concert in Colombia in 13 years were snapped up at a record rate for an international act. 42,000 tickets were sold in just 21 minutes. And according to IQ Magazine, more than 95,000 tickets have already been sold for Maiden's 2 dates in Santiago, Chile. Hatebreed will take over Amityville Music Hall in Amityville, New York for a 3-day festival next month, celebrating their 30th anniversary. In a statement from the band on their plans for the shows, they said, quote, "Our 30th anniversary celebration will start by going back to our roots, playing multiple nights at small clubs with some of our favorite bands, old and new. This is the first of many announcements to come. We'll be doing LDB and Milwaukee Metal Fest, heading to Europe in the summer, and a full U.S. tour in the fall. We can't wait to see everyone." Stained lead singer Aaron Lewis has rescheduled his solo tours this month because of vocal issues. Taking to social media, "Hi everyone, life has reminded me I'm creeping up on 52. After recording a new Stained album, a new solo album, and playing 150 shows this year, my doctors have insisted that I take this month to give my voice some much needed rest before I do damage to my cords. It kills me to say, but I have to listen to the professionals. Have a great holiday season, and I look forward to seeing everyone in 2024. Blur is going on hiatus again following their recent reunion. That reunion yielded their 9th studio album, The Ballad of Darren. In a new interview, Blur frontman Damon Albarn said, "It's time to wrap up this campaign. It's too much for me. It was the right thing to do and an immense honor to play these songs again, spend time with these guys, and make an album, blah, blah, blah." The Red Hot Chili Peppers have been forced to drop out of their performances for the rest of the year due to an undisclosed member of the band sustaining an injury. Blackstone Cherry and Saint Asonia will be joining forces in early 2024 for a co-headlining tour, kicking off in Destin, Florida on February 13th and wrapping up in Charlotte, North Carolina on March 6th, including 2 stops in New England at Hampton Beach, New Hampshire at Wally's on March 1st and at the Webster Theater in Hartford, Connecticut on March 2nd. Jane's Addiction will be making their way back to Europe and the UK next spring for their first tour in that part of the world in 8 years. Perry Farrell saying, quote, "Tonight, the Jane's camp is over the moon as we're finally able to announce UK and European headline and festival dates. It's been far too long, my Jane's Addiction family. We can't wait to see your faces again, singing songs and soaring to the moon in a new rocket. Togetherness, roll on 2024. Korn guitarist Brian Head Welch and his longtime manager David W. Williams have started a new label called Crossover Records. Head said, "It's a complete pleasure to work together with my longtime friend and solo manager David Williams to start Crossover." Linkin Park lead singer Mike Shinoda has released another edition of Already Over Sessions, assembling a collection of musicians from social media to join him for a playthrough of his current single, Already Over, and Linkin Park's Faint. Shinoda released the new EP, The Crimson Chapter, last Friday, December 1st. The The Sundance Film Festival has announced its 2024 lineup featuring 91 total projects across feature film and episodic program categories. The festival, returning to Park City and Salt Lake City from January 18th through the 28th, included in the lineup are documentaries about Brian Eno, Devo, and the history of Lollapalooza. And all of the main TV networks have announced they're paying tribute to the late, great Norman Lear. Coming up Wednesday night, CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, and the CW will run a simulcast of on-air memoriam card at 8 p.m., paying tribute to Norman Lear, who passed away on Tuesday at 101 years old. The broadcast will be a tribute to the iconic TV writer and producer, quote, in recognition of Norman Lear's vast accomplishments and influence across television, smashing boundaries with politicized sitcoms like All in the Family, diversifying network television with shows like The Jeffersons and Good Times. Other notable works included Maude and One Day at a Time. That's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 183, featuring Philip J. Kriz, author of The Roadie Cartel, is available now.
Do you know someone on your holiday gift list that's looking to cut costs? Consider a Henson razor. Henson razors use quality standard blades that only cost 10 cents each. That means you'll only be spending pennies a month on blades. Compare that to multi-blade cartridges that cost 20 to 30 times more. Over a couple years, that special someone on your list will save hundreds and get a safe and smooth shaving experience along the way. To learn more and to get 100 blades for free, go to hensonshaving.com/holiday.
Permit me here and now to promise as a good comrade and a fellow artist that I will not report any of this, whatever it is, to the police.
What would you say you do here?
Abandoned Albums is a podcast that employs a deep bench of musical archivists. These determined individuals dig through the record crates of the world to find the lost music of artists. Using a patent-pending algorithm and spirited debate, we pick one album as an inroad to talk about and then reach out to the artists. We invite them into Thunderlove Studio. When we're lucky, they say yes. Abandoned Albums is a little like this.
That was TNUC by Grand Funk Railroad. And I spelled the word backward in my head, and I immediately went out and bought the record.
They're like, do you know who we are? And we were like, I mean, kind of.
Well, you're in blue. Of course we know you.
Yeah, you're blue.
Yeah, you're blue, you're mad.
Abandoned Albums isn't about the show, and it's not about the host or hosts. It's about the artist's work and making sure it remains, or in some cases, lands on, the cultural radar. It's why Abandoned Albums is the only music podcast that matters.
Wow, that was really, really enjoyable. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you both.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Abandoned Albums is a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network.